Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, you folks, sampler videos, series of videos I've been doing for the while. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. And folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, this is a part 2 episode, as it turns out. But we'll get to that in a minute. So yes, the whole format of the show is I'm going to go over there, eat and or drink some stuff. I'm going to yammer on about whatever the hell it is that I've consumed. I'm also probably going to yammer on about a lot of other stuff that usually doesn't have that much or anything to do with what I'm consuming. But that's just what I do. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck at the moment. I'm also wearing my crappy work clothes. Typically, when you have that combination of factors, that means that I found something on my way home from work, and now I have to try it in a review. It's kind of the case today. Kind of. Because, folks, what are we doing? What am I trying for you? Why is this a part 2? Well, folks, we're doing boom! It is JJ's Bakery Boston Cream Pie. Ooh, it's vanilla and chocolate. Ooh. And then, boom! It is 7 Select's Boston Cream Snack Pie. Oh. Anyway, so why is this a part 2? Because a few months ago, I went over there and did a comparison video where I tried 7 Select's Boston Cream Pie up against Casey's Boston Cream Pie to see who had the superior gas station Boston Cream Pie. And ultimately, I decided, although there were pros and cons to both, that 7 Select was my champion. And then, a little while ago, I was making my way past a particular gas station that I don't usually frequent. I decided to pop in there, and it turns out that there are more gas station Boston Cream Pie options available out there in the world. Who'd have thunk? So I figured we're going to do a round 2. Apparently they're ready to eat or try them warm. I'm just going to eat them. But yes, so I'm not including the Casey's because I feel like the Casey's already had their shot. And I feel like 7, so basically this is, whoever comes out champion, well, they're the defending champ. So that's what we got right here. The defending champion. To that end, we're going to try it first. See if it's as good as I remember it. I do like these. I'm a big fan of Boston cream pies. I did some Boston cream pie ice cream from Jenny's. Go watch that video. It doesn't have nearly enough views. Boston cream pie. All right. Let's give it a shot and see how it is. Really thick on the pastry. Decent filling ratio, though. That's one thing that kind of edged it out over Casey's. Thought they had a better filling to crust ratio. You can see, I mean, that's a decent amount of filling there. It's good. It has that sort of Boston cream pie flavor. You know, you got the mix of the sort of chocolate pudding, along with the, vanilla custard. Creates a nice little balance, a little back and forth. It's good. I like it. It's not as good as like a proper Boston cream pie. It's not as good as even a Boston cream pie donut. But for being just a little thing that I can pick up and, if I'm driving at 3 a.m., I can go over there and just eat it on the go. It's good. I like it. I especially like the pudding part of it. The chocolate actually has a nice taste to it. Now, let's try JJ's. I have only had one other experience with JJ's. I went over there and reviewed one of their blackberry pies, which I haven't uploaded yet. But, so let's try out their take on the vaunted Boston cream pie. Wow, that looks incredibly similar. Methinks that these might be the same pie. But looks can be deceiving. Let's find out if it's in fact a case of two pies or one pie with two names. Doesn't smell like anything. No, it's definitely not. And it's a shame because the 7 Select is definitely the vastly superior of the two. So, it's a little bit difficult to tell. But the filling ratio, definitely better on this one. Definitely better on this one. One on the JJ's. For one thing, the pastry is much crunchier. Which, that's why I was actually looking at the box. I was trying to see if it was out of date or something. As far as I can tell, it's okay. The glaze on it might be a little bit better. Like, it's got a little bit more of a sugary hit. Though I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing. Yeah. It looks like what they did with it. Yeah, you get way more filling in the 7 Select. And it looks like with the 7 Select, it's a good ratio of pudding to custard. With this one, not really, no, man. You get a fairly thin layer of pudding, and then you get sort of like a internal core of custard. And whereas this, I mean, they'd probably be better warm, to be fair. But I'm not going off warm. I'm just going off, if I were to buy these things at fucking 3 a.m. like they're intended. This one, the filling, not only do you get more, I'd say it tastes better. And on top of that, it's more, even though it's fairly thick, I mean, it's not moving. It's easier to eat. Which, again, kind of leads me to think that maybe where's your best before? I mean, it doesn't taste bad or anything. It's just like, at worst, it's like maybe a little stale. But I don't know if that's just... Because the thing is, this one, they emphasize on the back. They're like, ready to eat or eat them warm. It even has microwave instructions. So part of me thinks that that's just how this is. That maybe they made it a little bit denser, specifically because, you have the option of putting it in the microwave. Whereas with 7-Eleven, they're like, fuck it, dude, we run convenience stores. We know you have no fucking interest in ever putting this in a microwave. Just eat the damn thing as it is. Ah, man. I was hoping that I'd get a real challenger here. Because with the KCs, it was a challenge. Because I personally felt that the insides of the KCs, the filling tasted better. But you got less of it. With this, with the JJ's, really nothing about it. Like I said, about the only thing I could kind of give it is maybe it tastes a little bit sweeter, but I don't know that that really helps it in this instance. It might help it in a microwave situation. But again, I'm not talking microwaves. I'm talking just straight up, here you go. Here's a little mini Boston cream pie to make your day better, make you smile. And as far as that's concerned, excuse me, 7 Select still reign supreme. Ultimately, it's more flavorful. I actually prefer it not being as sweet. The pastry is like thick, probably a little bit thicker than the JJ's, but it's also softer. Whereas with the JJ's, there's more of a crunch. But ultimately, it has to come down to the filling, and ultimately the 7 Select, the filling, like I say, it's just better. You get more of it, and it's not as, like I said, I don't know. But it's, even being a gas station thing, it's still ooey and gooey inside. Whereas with this one, it's more solid. I mean, it's not rock hard or anything, but 7 Select wins. Sorry, JJ's. I enjoyed your blackberry pie. Oh, that was pretty good, but your Boston cream let me down. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any more of these out there. I might have found the only 3 in the world. Little Debbie doesn't make them or anything. Hostess doesn't make them. But so far, I got to give it to 7 Selects, man. They are the kings of the tiny Boston cream pies. Was that informative at all? I don't know. But it allowed me to eat 2 Boston cream pies. 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Well, okay, 2 questions before I get out of here. Would I get them again? Would I go over there and recommend them? I would get a 7 Select again. I will get a 7 Select again. I know I'm going to do that because I go to 7-Eleven fairly regularly. There's no reason for me not to. I like them. They're fun little things. They're not great, but they're good for what they are. Now, would I recommend them to people? Not necessarily. If you, especially with the JJ's, no, straight up. But the Boston cream pie from 7 Select, kind of. If you enjoy the little mini pies, I'd say they're probably, the 7 Select ones are on a similar level to Hostess, and Hostess doesn't have a Boston cream pie one. So, there you go. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of months, stupendous rest of your year. And folks, you can go over there and have yourself a truly Boston cream pie rest of your life, damn it. This Boston cream pie is fantastic. Might be the greatest thing to have ever come out of the great city of Boston. I'm sure it's got to be at least in the top 10, right? I think it's in the top 10. But anyway, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, that's not always the easiest thing to do in the world. Trust me. I know. Okay? This guy, fully aware of it. People like, Brandon, you're so chill all the time. How do you do it? I don't. That's the answer. I don't do it all the time. Find situations, make her, stressed out and frustrated. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're aware of some other tiny Boston cream pies that are sold at gas stations. And you go over there and you hit me up in the comments. You'd be like, Brandon, there are thousands of varieties of tiny Boston cream pies that you can go over there and try. That's too many. That's too much pressure. That's too many Boston cream pies. I can't in one lifetime. I couldn't make it happen. I'd have to devote all my time to comparing and contrasting tiny Boston cream pies and their many subtleties. Then I'm driven insane. I go over there and write a manifesto. It's a whole thing. And then, eventually I get my head right back and everything like that. And I'm doing good for a while. And then it's all back to the manifesto stuff again. Because it always just winds back up to the manifesto stuff. Me going insane aside, you maybe just go over there and get yourself a delicious actual Boston cream pie. I don't think they're that hard to find. Bye!